Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Host the ultimate backyard barbecue with Whole Foods Market. It's the Hot Grill Summer event through July 16th with sizzling sales on no antibiotics ever boneless beef ribeye steak and beef New York strip steak. Plus, check out sales on sustainable wild-caught Alaska sockeye salmon, organic strawberries, and more. In a hurry? Choose grab-and-go favorites like picnic salads and sushi, plus plenty of cooler-friendly beverages. Make it a hot grill summer at Whole Foods Market.
Welcome to Lead Like a Girl, where we are empowering everyday women through our stories. I'm your host, Jessica Smith, and I began this journey by sharing my life story. Now, I've joined forces with my longtime friends, Jamie and Coralyn, to keep this party going. We met many years ago as young sales girls in our 20s, driven and quickly rising to the top of our industry. As the years went on, life happened, and we all found ourselves in new companies and completely different industries, still striving for success in it all. Career, family, faith, fun. Now, it wasn't easy, but we never stopped moving. Get ready for our real conversations, inspiring stories, and our big life lessons as we share it all. The good, the bad, and the funny. Welcome to Lead Like a Girl. Welcome, welcome. Lead Like a Girl. We have Coralyn and Jamie. And listen, these ladies are dedicated. Let me tell you why. If you see Jamie getting blown away, that's just because there's a tornado.
There's quite literally a tornado in my town right now.
And this is how she leads like a girl, y'all.
Right? We got to do this. We make this happen. We had 3 tornado sirens go off by my house also. So we are literally in Tornado Alley right now.
Yeah, so this is dedication.
The show must go on, though.
The
so
show must go on. There we go. So listen, I'm excited. This episode conversation came up with just Jamie and I having a side conversation, and I'm going to kick us off with the topic with a fun icebreaker, and just talking about what is one fitness or health goal that you have for this summer, okay, that you're aiming to achieve, and why is it important to you?
Coralyn. Can I just say that's like my favorite thing to do?
Right. Just throw me under the bus.
Pause. I'm just gonna like
well,
that actually is
Coralyn.
my fitness goal is actually getting thrown under the bus.
Right.
I know. I would say, actually, I had my fitness goal kind of got checked off about a couple weeks ago. I would say a fitness goal. I've got so many fitness goals. Just kidding, I don't. But we were planning. I had called Jamie. Maybe what was this, like February? I'm like, hey, I got to get my tail in gear. What do you think about running a 10K? Because I can't do a 5K because it doesn't give me enough of a carrot to chase after, and a half marathon is just not going to happen with the time. So 10K sounded doable, great. And when I'm making plans for my future self, it is easy. Like I have so many high hopes for my future self. It's crazy. Yeah. So I signed up for this 10K in Minneapolis, and I don't know. I was doing pretty well. I was running pretty consistently, and checked in with my friend Jamie, and we were doing pretty good. We were keeping on pace, and then I think life happened. Things got a little busy. We both kind of fell off a little bit, but I was still going to do it. We signed up for it. I learned that I signed up for it. Jamie, what happened to you?
So it's like 3 weeks prior, and she's like, "We still doing this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I never signed up."
Surprise! I've been running for this thing by myself, and when you sign up for goals, like I can't sign up with somebody who I don't necessarily care what they think or whatnot. Like I want to do it with somebody who was going to push me. And Jamie is somebody who pushes me. And so I wanted her to do this with me. But I already had told people that I was going to do this. And I thought, well, I can't bail now because I already got all the good feelings about bragging that I'm going to do this 10K. And so I woke up the morning of the 10K, and there's a couple other things that happened that morning, but I didn't go up and do it. But I dragged my little 9-year-old boy. I'm like, all right, get your bike. We're going on the trail. And so we went down to our local Y where they have 3.5 miles marked out on their trail. I walked 3.5 miles out and 3.5 miles back. And so I felt pretty good about at least checking the box that I got a 10K in. And so we'll see what the future holds.
Nice. Well,
Jamie, how about you? What's yours?
Oh, Jessica. No, Jessica, go.
Jamie's like, no. You know why? Because Jamie wants to save the best for last because she really does have the best.
I have a good story.
I don't even know what the story is. I'm totally in the dark. They had the side. I was on vacation last week, so I missed all these side conversations. So I'm completely in the dark.
No, it was. Don't worry. It was just one. Course. But so here's my, well, first of all, I want to make sure that we make it clear that I'm talking about not just fitness, because sometimes we just think about, look, I just don't want to be, fat and lazy this summer, right? No, it's not just fitness, it's health. It's mental health, mental wellness, because I think those kind of go hand in hand. So I want to make sure that we don't leave that, because that's actually my first big fitness goal. And why is that important to me is because I love to help people. And I am like, I want to always be here and available to help people. And I can't do that if I'm not at my best. So I've had, a lot of taxing things come up, and I just have to figure out a better way to, just put myself in a good mental place, because I got to get there first. And then I can get into this fitness thing, because for me, I've stopped walking every day. I stopped, and thank God I haven't gained any weight back. But ultimately, my goal is to get down to 150 pounds. That's been my goal for 20 some years. And yes, I just told everyone, no, I didn't say that's my goal. How much I weigh today is 163. And so I need to get down to 150, and I need to make sure that I am on a regimen every day so that I feel mentally at my best. That's my goal for the summer. Jamie?
I love that. No, I love that you have a specific goal in mind with an actual number to it, because I think that a lot of people like with weight loss, for example, they're like, I just still want to lose that last 10 pounds. Well, you know what? Every other month you probably weigh something different. So it's like to have a goal like with a number attached to it. I think that's super wise. Like that's
that's
something
why they're called
that
SMART goals.
I hear that, but I'll throw out something else to chew on. Is that I feel like my own personal. I've had a weight complex since I was little. I mean, I was always thick. I look back at pictures, and I was always the tallest.
Coralyn said thick. Sorry, go ahead.
I said thick. Husky, maybe familiar with that
no,
term.
That's just very much so a black man's word to use for women. Like, she's thick. You've been called that before, Coralyn?
That's a good thing.
I've been called thick. I didn't take it as a compliment, though. I did not take that one as a compliment.
Depending on where it was coming from now.
Yeah.
Right.
If it was a black man, it was a compliment.
All that to be said is that I feel like sometimes I get on the scale and it can make or break my day. And I feel that I wonder at what point in our life can we not do the scale thing? And I've shifted.
We've had this conversation before, Coralyn.
I know we have, and I'm just throwing it out there. Debate. It is a debate, because I feel like I have shifted over the last couple years to not get on the scale, but it's not helpful either. Sometimes that you either lose track, or I've even tried to.
What do you mean, like forget
pants? No, I stopped paying attention. So then you just stop paying attention, and so it doesn't necessarily helpful too. So I hear what you're saying, and I also don't love it, I guess. Okay. Can that be a thing?
Yes,
you are entitled for your own opinion.
Thank you.
On all things.
Because you know what I was going to say? And we always come to this conclusion. This is what I tell people. Me, I weigh myself every single day of my life. Right? Right. Listen, somebody's got to be wrong. Somebody's got to be wrong.
It's Coralyn all the time. Just kidding. Just kidding.
No. Listen, here's my theory.
I'm usually wrong.
No. Here's my theory. And this is coming from someone, I don't know. I used to weigh, 350 pounds. And like you said, this has been my whole life. But what I know about me is that I have to weigh myself every single day, because the moment I stop paying attention, I stop paying attention, right? And then next thing you know, I'm 20 pounds out. Like, how did this happen? Well, how it happened is because you stopped paying attention.
Paying attention.
That's me. However, and this is why I said my mental health has to come first, because the person who weighs themselves and then they fucked off their whole day because, oh my God, I gained. That's someone who hasn't been working on this. So I learned that I have to work on this first, and then that will help that. But at the end of the day, you got to do you. It's whatever works for you. You just have to figure out what works and what doesn't, and then stick to it. So
what do you do? How do you get your head right first? What does that look like?
That's a great question, because that's what I'm going through now. And again, a story of my life. And for me, it's prayer, it's meditation, it's sitting in silence, it's reading my word, it's, praying with other people. All those things help me be in a better mental space, because I feel like every day, where's my hat? I got a hat that says shit show supervisor. It's like every
I saw
day.
That today.
I was gonna wear it, but
I have a pair of socks that say mastermind of the shit show or something like that.
Right? So every day something
that.
happens, and every day I have to remind myself that I can't be thrown off by other people's just stupidity or other people's insecurities and all the reasons why people do shitty things and treat people different ways. I can't be thrown off by that. So all those things is what I do, and I have to prioritize that and make time for it every single day. I have to do it again. So that's how I do it.
Do you do affirmations?
Sometimes, I have some people who are in my circle who will send me things, and I really, really appreciate that, because I'm not big on that. But when they send them to me, I read them and I'm like, oh, that's good. Again, mine is prayer and meditation. When I go in my closet, turn off the light. I got a little step stool in there, and I sit one butt cheek on the stool, and I'm just like, I just get quiet.
Just the one.
That sounds uncomfortable. It's like, just
can I buy you?
There. I'm getting there.
Can I get you a pillow?
Breathe through the pain, honey.
Can I send
150,
you
then
a
you get
tough-
2 butt cheeks on it.
Right, 2 butt cheeks on the step stool. I'm going to take a picture.
That's
and
my
send it to you
goal.
guys.
I'm not going to look at the scale. I'm getting 2 butt cheeks on the scale. That's my
step stool.
On the step stool. So anyway, so that's mine.
That's great.
Jamie, don't keep us
Good.
waiting. Don't keep us waiting.
Good.
What's
well,
that?
all you asked me was, you just asked what my fitness goal was for the summer. So my fitness goal is to hike the Manitou Incline. So it's
Jeez, that's steep.
It's a mile up. It's a mile
It's-
straight up
Of stairs.
stairs. It's walking for
Do you
a
know
mile
what this
up
is,
some
Jessica?
stairs.
Have you
No,
seen,
but I'm
I
gonna
can
have to
tell by
Google
your
it
face
now.
you have no idea.
Right.
It's in Colorado.
go ahead.
So, yep. So it's in Colorado. My cousin lives in Manitou Springs. So he has a house that is like, I think it's 10,000 feet elevation is where his house is. So like when you're on his deck, you look out his house and the clouds are below you. Like it's that high. It's on the top of a mountain. I haven't been there yet. I've only seen pictures, so I'm kind of excited about that. But yeah, my
Would it be weird to show up with us?
No. You know what? Do we care? I'm sure he would.
Yeah,
Also, we're going.
no.
I guess yeah. So I didn't know about this, but Brad was telling me about this. It's Manitou Incline. It's just what Coralyn said. It's literally a staircase, like stairs that go up a whole mile to the top. And the pictures just look absolutely amazing. I have done Stone Mountain in North Carolina, which is also a mile. So
Stone
it's a
Mountain
mile
here in Georgia
up.
too.
Oh, nice. Okay. There's probably a million of them. But I've done
Very
that.
original name, right? Stone Mountain. Really?
Guess what? Mountains are stones, and it's just a big stone. So
this one has some history.
Well, I've done that. And it was some stairs, but more like a hike, straight up or up a mountain. But this is like, I'll have to send pictures because this is like straight up. It's stairs. It's
wow.
Yeah. So that's my goal. That's my goal for the summer.
And why is that important to you?
Host the ultimate backyard barbecue with Whole Foods Market. It's the hot grill summer event through July 16th with sizzling sales on no antibiotics ever boneless beef ribeye steak and beef New York strip steak. Plus, check out sales on sustainable wild-caught Alaska sockeye salmon, organic strawberries, and more. In a hurry? Choose grab-and-go favorites like picnic salads and sushi, plus plenty of cooler-friendly beverages. Make it a hot grill summer at Whole Foods Market.
Your brain needs support, and new Ollie Brainy Chews are a delightful way to take care of your cognitive health. Made with scientifically backed ingredients like Thai ginger, L-theanine, and caffeine, Brainy Chews support healthy brain function and help you find your focus, stay chill, or get energized. Be kind to your mind and get these nootropic chews at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Are we getting into stories at all? Because this might take me a minute.
No, I want to know, why is this particular, like for me, if I was trying to overcome my fear of heights, you know what I mean? Which I'm not. But I'm just saying, why is this important to you?
Yeah. Honestly, for me, in terms of my fitness goal, I have to have one or I'm not going to do anything or I'm going to just be lost. So I have to, and everybody's different, but every year I've got to give myself something to work towards. 1 year it was 500 miles. So I wanted to make sure that I got 500 miles in, either walking or running that year. The next year there's a bike ride in Iowa called Ragbri. So it's a bike ride where you ride your bicycle from essentially the Missouri River to the Mississippi River. So the entire state.
No.
So it's 500 miles and you do it in a week. So I did that 2 years in a row. I've had other goals where it's like I did a 10K trail run. Coralyn brought this up to me with the 10K this spring, which I did still do a 10K by myself here in Independence,
I was
Iowa,
just really lonely. It was very lonely.
I'm sorry. But no, this one was it's something I've never done. I've hiked, I've been up some mountain areas, but I've never done something as challenging as what this is. And so, yeah, it's important to me to keep myself challenged. If I'm not being challenged, I get a little bit bored. And you know what happens when you're bored? You just like, I'm not going to do it, So really that was the motivation, is like, what else can I do? What can I accomplish this year? I'm 48 years old. Like, what can I do this year? That's something I have never done before. And, looking at the pictures, and of course, like I said, my cousin lives out there. So it kind of ended up being one of those goals that really for me was like, this is kind of perfect. I can get out, I can see some family, I can do something I've never done before. It's a challenge. It'll be a challenge, So that was really the motivation. It's just like, give me something different. Give me something I haven't done before.
I love it.
Yeah.
And listen, I know that life happens all the time, right? And for me, that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I still haven't hit my goal in 20 years is because every year life just keeps happening for me. And I feel like there's always something that happens that just throws me off. So I'm determined that this is my year, just because I say that every year, but this is really my year. So when you think about obstacles, and I always tell people this is any goals, I usually recommend that people think about what are some things that could happen. Now, there's some people that say, well, why would you, that's kind of thinking negative. And I'm like, no, because if you think about some things that can happen, then maybe you can be a little more prepared. So when I think about, you got this goal and then life happens, this is how this topic came up. Tell us about that, Jamie.
Yeah.
Like, what the?
Yeah. Can you give us the play-by-play detail on what happened?
So what happened
to you?
Yeah,
because I know the story.
Yeah. So
that's after this goal. You have this goal. You have this goal since when?
Oh, totally. Gosh, we've probably been talking about it for a couple of months. Been talking about it for a couple of months. So Cor, when was the 10K? That was in March?
April 26th,
so it was in April.
I think.
Okay,
to be exact.
So just in my defense, the 10K happened to also be the weekend of my daughter's prom. So I did have another excuse.
Way to double book yourself.
I know, totally.
Chapter 2.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm looking outside and seriously, if I drop off, it's because I have to run downstairs. So we've got the 10K. I did do one. It's just here in town. It was by myself. Started going back to the gym and lifting weights again. I hadn't done that for a minute. I kind of fell off the boat with that because last summer it takes a long time to train for RAGBRAI. So you're riding your bike literally 60 to 80 miles every single day. So I mean, you have several months of training to get ready for that, and so it just takes a lot of time. It's like Coralyn when we did the half marathon. It just takes time, right?
Yeah. Yep. I'm just thinking, who the hell's got time?
So
for
I kind
that?
of fell off that. You don't. I mean, you have to just do it. But so anyway, I started going to the gym again, and then we did a couple of 15-mile bike rides, and we did I've been walking a lot and whatever, and felt pretty good, right? So one night my boyfriend and I grilled some dinner, had some salad, just a lovely Sunday afternoon, and I'm like, let's take the dogs on a run. Let's just go get some exercise. So there are 2 dogs. We get them both strapped up in their harnesses and everything and start out on the trail. And we are not in a sprint, but let's say a jog. And my foot kind of fell off the sidewalk a bit. And at the same time, my boyfriend's dog ran right in front of me. And if you know dogs, it's a Rhodesian Ridgeback. It's a ginormous dog. Kind of ran in front of me. And I just biffed it. I fell as hard as you could possibly fall. So yes, I tripped over the dog. I just remember.
Can also tripped over you told us you fell off the sidewalk.
Both. It was both. It was everything. I did everything at the same time. I fell off the sidewalk. I was everything. It was the worst combination of moves for me. So I just remember I fell. I hit my chin on the concrete.
Wait, for the record, did you say there was wine with the salad and the dinner? I'm just asking.
No. Oh, okay. There wasn't even any wine yet. I wish. That would have, maybe it wouldn't hurt so bad.
Right.
So you totally just hurt yourself horribly.
Oh my gosh. I tore my meniscus in my knee. I had road rash on my collarbone. I hit my chin super hard. I had blood running down my knee. I mean, if you could go big or go home, I fell hard. So
that's how we do it.
I know. So I went home that night, or walked. My neighbor actually gave me a ride home, and
in her wheelbarrow.
She was riding her bike by, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, what's happening?" So she went and picked me up and brought me back home. But anyway, I couldn't walk at the end of the night. I mean, I could not walk. I couldn't hardly sleep. I couldn't roll over. The next morning, I could not walk on that leg. So I went into the doctor, and it's a torn meniscus. So basically, he's like, "You need to stay off this leg for a few days. You need to ice it. We're going to figure out an MRI. You might have to do physical therapy. There's surgery possible." I mean, I really screwed it up. So, thinking about that fun spill, tied along with my goal of
the goal is canceled.
What are you going to
do? How am I supposed to climb a mountain? So, anyway, when we talk about having those goals and then all of a sudden you get a wrench in the middle of it and you have to like change your plans and figure out what else you can do. I mean, I went into physical therapy this last week on Friday. I was supposed to golf in a golf tournament all day on Saturday. I went to physical therapy Friday and she said, I said, oh, I'm supposed to golf all day tomorrow. And she goes, you know, that face, just like, nah. She goes, you're going to be really, really sore. So basically, she's like, let's just work on this for the next 4 or 5 weeks. Let's see if we can strengthen it up and get you better. And then hopefully you don't have to do surgery. If it's surgery, it's 6 weeks recovery time. I mean, I'm like sad about it, right? Because I had a goal and I had an idea of what I wanted to accomplish this summer. And I kept thinking, man, if it's 5 weeks of this, and then what if they say I have to have surgery? And then what if I have to sit on my butt for 6 more weeks? Like, what else can I do? You know, I do not sit still well. I can't, you know? So it's just, I just feel like, you know, we talk about the pivoting and just like having to change plans. I think it's smart to recognize the fact that it makes you sad. It really does. Mm-hmm. You get sad because you're like,
now what?
But now,
so what's your plan?
No, truly, that's the thing. So now I'm doing physical therapy for the next 5 weeks. She told me exactly what I need to do every single day. I'll go back in there in 2 weeks and see how it feels. It already feels better than it did before. My whole thing is I'm afraid I'm going to get halfway up a mountain and go, oh, dang it, my knee. I can't do this. You know, I don't want to get halfway up. Yeah. I don't want to quit, you know, and I also don't want to, because that's me, right? I'm going to force myself to finish and then I'm going to really be wrecked. So it's just coming to terms with the fact that, all right, I got to do this the right way and I got to do what the doctor says I should do. So anyway, the game plan right now is physical therapy and exercising it every single day and icing it when it hurts and taking it easy. And, you know, maybe I can't squat as low as I want to, but.
Well, and it's not a no, it's just a maybe a not yet. And that's okay.
Yeah. Look at that booking call. It's not a no, maybe it's just a not yet.
Keep telling me that,
I have
please.
Learned that since I was 22 years old.
Yeah. Keep telling me that because I'm going to be like,
that's
what
sales
am I doing
101. Coralyn bringing in her sales. So
I know, you know what? Made me think. You know, the last year I had something similar happen. I did not fall off the sidewalk. But I had
I know. I think I told you I fell. I think I told you I fell off the sidewalk or tripped on the sidewalk before I told you I had a ginormous dog in my hand. So I was like, "You're like, what the heck are you doing?" And I'm like, "No, really, there was a really big dog there."
Right? Yeah. I've been following some fitness people on social media, TikTok, Instagram, and I've seen some pretty fit ladies that are my age and older doing pull-ups. And I have never been able to do a pull-up. Maybe once when I was super fit. And I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna try that. I want to do a pull-up. And I'm not a small person. I'm 5'8", 5'9". I'm thick. I'm thick. So having muscles enough to lift my body is not a small feat, right? So I was working at this. We have a pull-up bar in our basement, and I started with bands. I started lifting heavier weights, and fast forward, one thing we haven't talked about a lot of is that when I was born with a heart defect. I have a congenital heart defect, and my whole life I've seen a cardiologist. Everything's fine. So I thought. Well, in between this goal last spring, I ended up going to the cardiologist, and they did my normal scans that they do. And the doctor comes back and he says, so we're seeing something different this time around. And there's a little bit longer story in there, but I'll abbreviate the story with saying that he was asking that he says that you're fit, you look well, everything's good. However, one of the things that really could trigger your heart into going to unfortunate performance levels is lifting heavy weights. And so he was asking like what kind of things I do for fitness. And I said that I had this really big audacious goal of doing Actually, my goal was to do 3 pull-ups in a row, and I was at 2.5 pull-ups.
Wow.
And so I was just there, and he said,
I'm still at a half. Go ahead.
He said,
pull-ups are hard.
I know they're hard. They're really hard. So you need to stop. You cannot do that because I'm putting you on a limit of you can't lift any weight heavier than you can lift. Do 10 to 15 reps in a row, and if it's any heavier than that, where you're lifting, powerlifting, you can't do that. And so I asked him, I said, what about a pull-up? And then he's like, he says, well, can you do 15?
Well, how can you get to 15 if you don't try to do 15? Come on.
Right. I know. So I mean, but as you're telling the story, I'm thinking of the same thing, that I really, really wanted to do this. I had told people that I'm going to reach this goal, and I was just freaking there, and I had to decide, was I going to push it and listen or not? And I had to pivot. I stopped my pull-up goal, or I stopped doing it, but I switched it. So now I can do 15 with the band assisted and do 15 of those, but flat out body weight, I just stopped. And it's a little bit kind of sitting in the suck, sitting in the sadness, because you have this thing that I know that I could do. And same with you, Jamie, right? I know that I can do this, and I know that I can train to get it done. But when you have this outside force working against you that says you have to rest, or you have to stop, it's so hard to sit back and say, we got to wait on this one.
Yeah. You guys have me feeling really guilty right now, because all of my goals have not been achieved just due to my own self. And here you guys are. You've been stopped by those things that are not in your control. How dare me? Like, I'm really inspired. I got to get it together. So I'm going to commit. I'm going to make a commitment. And that is, I'm going to get myself together here. And I'm going to make sure that I have a plan of action, that my goals are SMART goals, that they are one that can be measured and attainable and all that good stuff. And and you guys, it sounds like you need a new goal.
I think so. Well, and the other thing too to keep in mind is just holding each other accountable. I mean, whether your goal is I want to walk twice a week, or your goal is whatever it is, maybe it's I want to make sure I meditate for 10 minutes a day, whatever it is, if you tell us about it, if you tell others about it, then you've got somebody else kind of on your team that can say, hey, send me a screenshot of what you did today, or hey, how was your walk today? And that, I think that's invaluable. I mean, that helps all of us, right?
Well, so Coralyn, if you think of a time that, you're at your best of being held accountable, what do you think about? The reason I
do you know the answer to this? Oh my goodness.
Is that a loaded question?
I am like the worst, and that's why when you were saying that, Jamie,
Jessica
I'm like,
is the worst, because when I was 39, I was turning 40. I called her up. I'm like, lady, and my good friend Jessica, you had just lost a ton of weight, and I finally was. Because I don't like to be held accountable. I like to just do my own thing. It's difficult, right? Because it's hard. Because when you ask somebody to hold you accountable, then guess what they do?
They
hold you accountable,
and you have to answer them
100%. And I don't want to tell my friends.
Type of crazy.
Yeah. So you probably know this. I don't even know if you know this, Jamie. But so I went to her. I'm like, I want to lose 20 pounds by the time I turned 40. And we started this whole group called Fit by 40. My husband thought I was psycho. Check in. What Jessica's like, the first thing you need to do is weigh yourself. And I'm like, no. What else you got? I don't want to. She said, weigh yourself and send me a picture of the scale. And I said, no, not going to happen. It took me 2 days to take a picture of the scale.
And where's your freaking
took
picture?
Me another. She was yelling at me via text, like, send me this picture. And so I did. But the thing about it is that Jessica gave me a plan, like, hey, drink water, get your steps in, keep your calories in check. And what did I do? I was 2 days before my 40th birthday, and I was really excited to send you that picture then, because I made my goal. I hit my weight challenge.
Yay,
and it's good because it does
job.
work. It does. You want to do it.
Does.
Like, you got to get yourself a Jessica is what you need to do.
No, trust me.
Exactly.
Again, just if you have someone that's a special type of crazy, there's your answer. So listen, ladies, I know we're out of time here. I think this is an important conversation that we could probably bring up and have more conversation around it. But at the end of the day, I think we just really talked about having a plan, having goals, and sometimes life happens and we run into obstacles. And like Coralyn said, it's not a no, it's just a not yet. So thank you for listening. Oh, and I want to listen, our YouTube channel, right? We need you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our videos are out there. If you're listening and you actually want to see our beautiful faces, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. You can get your Lead Like a Girl merchandise on our website at leadlikeagirllab.com. That is up and going now. And we are getting this together, y'all. So we need your help to spread the word. Anything else that I forget, ladies? Help me out here.
I think you're
share,
good. I think
share us.
Yeah, I was going to say just share and
There's
listen.
that accent.
And
I thought you
we've
said
gotten
cheers.
some really good.
Cheers us.
Cheers us. And you know, the thing that I really like, this is Jamie's idea. We put on our website that if you've got questions that you want us to talk about, you want us to answer, you want us to think on, send us an email. Let's talk and let's have a conversation about the things that you think are important and that you want to hear about. And we'd love to have those conversations.
Yes. And the last thing I will add is just know that Lead Like a Girl is about giving. So 10% of everything sold on our website, we are pouring back into organizations. And that's not a this week thing or this month thing. That's a forever thing. So that is important to us. And we hope that you will support us. We're out.
Bye.
Bye.